Hi there. Sorry, we're getting started just a little bit on the late side. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Welcome to the Best Kept Secret in Access Consciousness. I'm Jen Posick, and I am so excited to get to host Kass for this webinar. And the first time that I was actually introduced to Kass was a few years ago at Facilitators in Rome when she was translating when you were translating the class into Italian for Gary and Dane. And the past few months, I have been lucky enough to get to know her a little bit more. And it's been a lot of fun. So for those of you who don't know her, just a little bit, and then I'll let Kass speak for herself. Kass is a writer, a coach, an inspirational speaker, and a facilitator at Access Consciousness. She was born in the US, but moved to Rome about 20 years ago. And in addition to being an awesome facilitator, she's also currently touring with her new book called 7 Steps to Flawless Communication that invites people to change their life by communicating more effectively with their bodies, in their lives, and in their business. So welcome, Kass. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you so much, Jen. It's always so funny to hear people introduce you and talk about you. I'm always so curious what they're going to say,
Right.
Who is that person they're introducing? So yeah, that's
Funny.
great. Right. And I love the tools of Access. We're doing this hangout on my mini iPad.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, exactly. And not that I have a problem with you being a mini iPad, you're sensitive, so you have to, anyway, in a hotel room with my friends, Susie and Francesca in Paris. So how's it get any better?
How
Yeah,
does it get any better than that? So
yeah.
let's get right to it and dive in. We talked about this before and how a lot of people say to save dessert for the end, but that we felt like it's a little more fun to have it as the appetizer. So what do you feel like is the best kept secret in Access Consciousness?
Well, I'm going to tell you. I just, when we started this, and I wrote an article about it, there's one thing. And in these 10 seconds, I want to say one of the best kept secrets in Access is the Access bars. I just had my bars run for about an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. And I've been receiving bars for about 13 years now. It was one of the most amazing bar sessions I ever had. So I'm not even sure who I am at the moment, Miss Jen.
How
Yeah.
does it get any
And
better than that?
yeah, how does it, right? I remember the first time I received bars, I didn't feel anything. And then even the second time I received them, I didn't feel anything. And it wasn't until the third time that I really got the magic of the bars. And I was like, oh my God, is this what people feel? Is this what people experience when they get the bars, right?
Hmm.
Because really just a space of relaxation that brings you forward to a you that you're so familiar with, but haven't ever really seen. So,
I love
and
that.
every time it's different when you get the bars. So I just had a really great great session. So excited. I thought, oh, I'll get a little bars before my hangout with Jen. And then when I woke up, I guess woke up is what you could call it, because you don't really sleep with the bars. You go into this sort of what we call the bars coma, right? Until
Ah,
you come out of the bars coma and you're like, wow, here I am, new. I wonder what, my hand is like now, what I feel like now. Yeah. But what we're talking about also, in addition to the bars, are all the other body processes, access body processes,
yeah.
that the energetic work for the body, which the bars is the first one. So it's quite appropriate to talk about that. The first one that people learn and usually that people receive. And there's over 60 other body processes that are truly amazing. I'm doing. We'll be seeing one another in a couple of weeks for the
We
3-day
will.
body class. But I'm real excited about that too. In Asheville, and I'll be heading out to Arizona to Phoenix to do one. And I remember I used to host body classes, and there's people are so demanding them now that I'm traveling all around doing them quite a bit. But I used to host them not only the 3 and 5 day body classes with Gary and Dane that they used to do together. One of the last ones I think
Interesting.
was in 2000. Yeah, in 2008 we did in Rome, in Italy, where I live. One of the last 3-day body classes that they hosted, and there's actually a transcript in the body class manual from the 2008 class in Rome, where
Oh,
Gary
okay.
talks about. Yeah, have you seen that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know you've done. Yeah,
I have.
where Gary talks about his desire with the body processes a few years ago. After that class, he opened up the body classes to facilitators. I think that we're about somewhere between 10 and 13 in the world that travel around doing these body processes. But and anytime you take a 3-day body class, you're able to become a body process facilitator, where you can teach one of these processes or 2 of them in a day. And that is having such an amazing effect around the world. People getting in touch with their bodies in a very different way,
Hmm.
and also inviting other people's bodies to change in space, non-invasive, hands-on body work. That It's so funny when I found out that um, Susie Godsey would be in the room with me when I'm doing this hangout. She does this amazing body work also on animals, and Francesca and I were saying, "Oh my gosh, just how the best kept secret is how transformational this
Hmm.
hands-on body work is, and what not only that it creates in the bodies of the people that you're working on, but actually through those bodies, whether they're people, whether they're animals, right? Through those bodies, what kind of change you can affect in the world. People are doing these body processes all over the world, um, over 150 countries, and there's a ripple vibrational effect that these processes have also on the earth. It's quite extraordinary. So
Hmm.
you like the bars, you gift and you get a session at the same time. So it's really cool. And I'm really loving the 3 days, because what happens, even if you've had, so I've had a lot of those classes, I've taken a lot, I've done a lot. The magic that happens over 3 days in those classes is always a surprise. People start off holding on to things, or being tense, or not liking their
Mhm.
partner, or not thinking that they can perceive energy, right?
Right.
Which I get a lot. Oh, I don't really, feel anything. And there's a softening that happens thanks to the combination of the hands-on work, what the atmosphere that we create together, and also the verbal processes and processing of access. There's a magic that happens where people access something that's so much greater they were coming to those 3 days to
Mm.
access. And it's so funny, and you can't tell them in the beginning, formed after these 3 days, because it's something that they have to experience themselves. And what has transformed me, it just means you'll be different. You're going to come out on the other side, and it'll be different, and it's different for everyone. And every time you take a class, um, it's different, and something different shows up. So it's really cool,
I
and
love that.
and fun. Yeah, me too.
Love that. And
Me
that
too.
makes it so cool too, because I've taken, that I've taken 2 of the 3-day body classes before, and I've taken the advanced body class, and I've loved all of them, and they have all been different. And I'm so excited because I get to join you for a body class in less than a month in Asheville, North Carolina, which is one of my favorite places in the world.
I know, it's so funny.
Oh, I'm thrilled. I can't wait.
Yeah, and that's gonna, and what a contribution that is also, to be in the mountains, to be near the sea, to be in the mountains. And Nashville's between the on the foot of the Great Smoky Mountains and the Blue Ridge Mountains, right?
Yep. Yeah.
It's between 2 big mountain ranges, Asheville. Anyway,
Yeah.
I've driven that in that area. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it definitely is. It is gorgeous there. I'm so excited. And then I know that you're doing just after that. So that's April 1st through 3rd. And then April, is it 8th through 10th? You're going to be in Phoenix. So then you get the desert right after that, which is so
Yeah,
great.
yeah. It's the 8th through the 10th in Phoenix, and I haven't been. It's America, isn't it? But because I'm from Boston originally, and I've lived in New York, and a big city girl, and so one of the things about the U.S. is that it's so vast, and there's so much there. So thanks for pointing that out. It is from the mountains to the desert, and I was just
Yeah.
calling that the the Spring Madness tour, but I think this
Yeah.
is the mountains to the desert, right? Portion of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So having done all lots of the body work, what's possible with it, and what you can change. But also, the thing is, what people begin to access is what they know about bodies that they didn't even know that they knew. Uh,
Hmm.
you know, when I've always been a really huggy person, loving touch. And I grew up in Boston, and that's not hugely popular in Boston. I don't know why. Cold
Can't
places, you think people would hug more because they need it because it's cold. But the colder the places, the more people are distant from one another. Interesting. And the warmer the places, the more people are willing to uh,
imagine.
touch. That's what I find. So I was quite an anomaly in Boston. And one of the things I loved about learning the bars is that it gave me something that I could actually exchange with people. I wasn't doing massage or body work at the time, so it was lovely if someone gave you a massage or something, to have something that you could offer and
Yeah.
exchange with them as well. And the body work, the hands-on body work, gives you so many more possibilities. And touch is one of the ancient
Hmm.
healing, right?
Right.
Ways. And I always love when I go to one of these mind, body, spirit, you know, festivals or fairs or something like that. The people always love the Access body
Right.
work uh, booths because they say, "Oh yeah, good, you guys know what's going on," uh, ancient healing techniques, just the hands, so
Right.
their judgment actually about
That's funny.
what healing is
Hmm.
fits in with they just they align and agree with it through their judgment, and actually it's probably their knowing. I've had people in those fairs make the direction, move their booths so that they could be closer to the
Oh,
Access
funny.
body work going
That's
on. Yeah,
interesting.
it's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, and
yeah.
one of the things that you made me think of is one of the coolest things about after you've been to a 3-day body class is you can then exchange those processes. And I love that because as long as you know somebody else that knows body processes, you can regularly receive and gift them. And that's such a contribution and such a like extended gift to your body as well.
Yeah, it's funny. I was saying, people have a lot of different things that they do. Even if you're exchanging with someone, they might, I don't know why my girlfriend just got her nails done, so I'm just thinking they might know how to do nails, like so they gift you, a
Yeah.
manicure, and you can gift them something with their bodies. But we all have this awareness, and the bodies talk to us a lot. So one of the one of the gifts you get out of this body work, also relaxing into it, and that happens over a 3-day period. You're gifting and receiving in continuation. So you
Right.
have the time to get out of your head, right?
Mm.
And to listen to the bodies and to experiment with, okay, am I imagining this? Is the body really talking? What would happen if I, held my hand in this position? What would
Right.
happen if I, held my hand in this other position? So you actually get to the time and the space to explore a little bit in a quote unquote protected atmosphere, which
Mm.
is great because we all know so much about bodies and about our bodies, and really just think about it. People walking around having more security in the conversation they're having with their body, in what they know about bodies, less contracted and more expanded in their awareness. What contribution can that be to the vibration
Oof.
of everything, of the earth,
Yeah.
of the level of nonviolence on the planet? So it's really cool. I'm so hugely grateful, um,
Yeah.
you know, for the work, and for Gary Douglas and Dane here, that keep coming up with different processes that, what I mean, that address different things, and allow us to play with them, and invite and encourage us to play with them. So we were just in South Africa last month, and two more body processes. And I just want to say that I'm excited. I'm going to be going in June to Dublin for the advanced body class with Gary Douglas, and you
Oh,
only
nice.
need 2 3-day body classes to get there. It's
Right.
and they're amazing. The I don't know any other modality that's working with these kinds of processes. And Dane here does this ESB work, energetic synthesis of being work, and so teaches that in the SOP classes. I do those too, the hands-on, the hands-off. The bodies love to be touched, and the information you get in the advanced class, in the SOP class, is about gifting listening to the bodies, listening to the beings, and using all the combination of all of that
Mm.
together. It's exciting. It's humbling. It's humbling, and it's empowering at the same time. So I'm not sure if that's
No, that
oxymoron,
definitely
or if
makes
that's,
sense.
yeah.
You said
Mm,
something that the other day when we were chatting about this that was so awesome, that if somebody is able to receive even 1/10 of what's possible in a 3-day body class, that they will have an experience that goes beyond anything they could even imagine. And that was so powerful, and also like right on to hear, where when you said it, it was like, oh yeah, I definitely get that. Like that's
yeah, and 1/10 is actually a lot. one
yeah.
tenth is actually a lot, and that's why we keep people always say, "Oh, didn't Oh, I don't need to. I'm not concentrating on my body right now, because I've got, I really want to work on my relationship, or I really want to work on money, or I really want to work on that." If When you get that the way you're vibrating affects everything around you. It affects what you will allow into your life, what you won't allow into your life, what you invite yourself and other people to be. Then you better start with your body. Start with you. That's the thing about the
Yeah.
7 steps to flawless communication too. The book, it's about starting with you. Taking care of yourself, your home, your house that you walk around in,
Yeah, that's
and
huge.
through that, yeah, being comfortable walking around. There's an expression in Italian is being comfortable in your own skin, right?
Hmm.
And that's really what allows you to change your life. So 1/10 is
Yeah.
actually quite generous, and people keep coming back and taking them. It's so funny. I haven't uh, a woman who was saying, "Well, I don't think anybody will repeat the 3-day body class." I'm always it's so funny, and the other body class, 3-day body class facilitators, we're always looking to see, oh, when are you doing that? Is that going to be on a weekend that I have off? Because why wouldn't you gift yourself 3 days of
Yeah,
lying on a table and exchanging body works? I'm always looking to go
absolutely.
to
Yeah.
the 3-day body classes and the advanced classes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a great way to put it. Why wouldn't you gift that to yourself? Because that's how I feel like the body classes have been for me, is it's been like the best gift that I could give myself. Um, yeah.
Yeah. It's where I've been in my head for years, I mean, studying and, working in jobs, problem solving and everything. And so the uh, verbal processing is great. I remember when I first started Access, I loved how complicated the verbal processes were because they entertained me so much. I had no time to think because I had to memorize the verbal processes and I had to work with those. And they just like kept the brain occupied. And the more, I guess the more that you do the verbal processing and the body work, you recognize that probably your mind is not your strongest suit. Uh, you know, and so willing, yeah, willing and desirous and seeking to get out of your mind,
Mm.
yeah, and into your life. And so these body processes do that in an amazing way. And it's funny. We we shut our bodies off, right? And and turn on our minds and forget to turn back on our bodies. So that's what these, for me, these body processes
Mm.
do. But even going to the access classes, your body gets turned on again. And you're
Right.
like, oh my God, when did I decide to shut that off? What
Right.
happened? I was doing so great. I was alive. I was feeling my molecules moving around, and they turn in, and you just turn it off without even knowing it. And then you're in a
Mm.
class and you start feeling you again, and you're like, hey, there I am. Where have I
Right.
been?
Yeah.
So it's great, and it happens every time. Every time you
Awesome.
access an even more of you, and that is really one of the best kept secrets. And it's a joke a little bit, the best kept secret, because it's not a secret at all. You know it. You just forget it every time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's so true. Oh man. Cass, this is making me so excited for the Asheville class, and I'm sure it's making people excited for the Phoenix class as well, or any of your classes all around the world, or any other body classes. I know that we also have a few questions that people have sent in. Can I ask you a few questions about bodies?
Absolutely.
All right. The first one was, how big is the being?
Now your lips kept moving after the question. So how big is the being?
I think
Was there something after that?
our internet connection is a little funny, so there's a slight delay. That was
Okay.
it. That
Yeah.
was the whole question, is how big is the being? And he said that he's asking lots of questions around that right now.
Yeah. And the answer is yes. Yeah. I was just doing a class in Florence, and there was a young guy there, and he was talking about asking questions, right? And he was saying, sometimes he doesn't wait around for the answer, like he might be running for the train, and he asks a question, does the awareness still come, right? And it's funny how we we ask a question, right before the awareness comes, sometimes
Mhm.
we run away,
Right.
um, and don't look, right? And what I realized is I used to think that we were afraid of not being up to something or not being big enough. But I think that what we are aware of is how big we are,
Mm.
and that so as not to see that, sometimes we look away right as the greatness of us is revealing itself.
Oh man.
We sort
Yeah.
of pull the veil over. Yeah. So everywhere we're doing that, everywhere we're shying away from our greatness,
Ugh. Yes.
right? As opposed to diving into it. Yeah. And we destroy and uncreate all that. Yeah.
Ooh.
Right, wrong, good, bad, all nine, dog, show, boys and beyonds. It's like the ocean, this big wave comes and you think you're afraid of it, and it's actually that you're so excited. So instead of like fumbling around and stumbling and running for the shore, what would happen if we dove into it
Mm.
and rode the wave of our greatness?
That's awesome. And I feel like that kind of brings up
Yeah.
so is it actually fear or is it excitement question? Because so often I think that comes across as fear, but it's not. It's it's excitement. Yeah. That's awesome. Um,
Yeah. 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 We have a limited vocabulary to express everything that we feel and sense, right? So we're often,
hmm.
diminishing that the greatness of that excitement into something, like fear, worried, anxiety, etc. And
Yeah.
so the expansion and the talking to the body and the being, and having them work together to give you more ease is great.
Nice. All right. So the next question. How can I have more ease in my upper back and shoulders, particularly my right shoulder? Did you hear
Okay,
that?
so this is what I heard. Are you still
Okay.
there?
Yeah.
The next question is back and shoulder, which sounds like a shampoo. They probably still do have in the States, which is Head and Shoulders,
Yes.
but that's not what you're talking about. So what did you ask?
Yeah. More
Head
ease
and
with the back
Shoulders.
and shoulders. Yeah. She's asking for how
Yeah.
can I have more ease?
It's so funny. I mean, I'm just gonna guess at what you said, but some information that Gary was during the 7 day in event in South Africa that was last month about back stuff. It used to be, what are you hiding behind you?
Hmm.
And what Gary said, he recognized a lot of the back stuff is what should you have left behind? Could you have left behind that you haven't?
Wow.
So what are you holding on to that you could have, should have left behind? Yeah. And I always get that the shoulder stuff, just in case you weren't talking about the shampoo, yeah. So is also about the weight of the world. So that often we carry on our shoulders, right? So everything that we could have left behind and should have left behind and could be leaving behind, or should be leaving behind, that we're not. Can we just try and create all that?
Yeah.
Right, we had all night pod functional poison man. This is so fun because I'm just like energetically guessing at what you're asking.
Oh no. Well, that
Anybody
was
out there
that was
could
the
use to hear
question.
it.
That
Okay,
was the
good.
question, and clearly I
Okay,
didn't
cool.
get anything out of other people's questions, so I'm sure nobody else is getting stuff out of it either. Oh, goodness. That was a big one for me. I love that. Thank you. All right. So a couple other questions. Let me pull them up real quick. Can you hear me okay right
now? Also, this is.
Uh-oh. Are you there? Can you hear me? Oh no. Cass, we might have lost you. If that's the case, I think that means that it might just mean that it's time for us to be all done. So I will let me share just a little bit more information about where you can find more about Kass. Feel free to check out her Facebook fan page, which is The Art of Being Kass. You can go to her website, kassthomas.com, and find out where all of her upcoming classes are. And like Kass was saying earlier, I know that. Oh, are you there? Can you hear me?
I am here. I was
Yay!
fine, but I'm not.
Oh, so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, Wi-Fi.
How's it get any better? I'm glad I didn't start jumping up and down on the bed. You know what I wanted to say?
Yeah.
I know, just randomly. What I just got an awareness of with these body processes, one of the things that's actually magical about them, I get, is that they're alive, right? And that they continually, they're being continually fed. I get by different awarenesses that Gary and Dane continually come up with about them, and they transform. They're not access, right? That's stagnant and stable. It's always changing. So what we do with these body processes allows other information and other awarenesses about bodies to come through. And so sometimes body processes actually get taken out of the 3D body manual and are not replaced with others, but new processes that go further, that encompass a bunch of them. Come up. Biomimetic mimicry was one of those processes when that came through, right? The
That was a
information
big
on
one.
that. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
And it's so funny because, I know that people sometimes come and they want to exchange the latest and the greatest, advanced body process.
Right.
And then they say to me, okay, thank you for that. What would you like? And I'm, my body for years would just be like, MTVSS, please. Just remains, one of my favorites, and my body loves it, absolutely loves it. And there's so many different ways to explore it and work with it.
Nice.
So what I get is that when we're doing this body work too, that we have access to so much more and so many other people that are doing those body processes as well, including Gary and Dane. And so that it's almost like it's a live connection. Yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
It's hugely cool.
Awesome. Well, I think we're about to wrap things up. Is there anything else that you want to share about?
Yeah, I'm real excited about being in Paris tomorrow. We start the losing the ache of dissatisfaction. If you're not in Paris, get on a plane and come. And if that's not feasible at the moment, check it out online. They're all live streamed. Losing the ache of dissatisfaction tomorrow evening. And then the choice of possibilities with Gary Douglas. So both of those are live streamed.
Nice.
And join the party. We're over 250 people.
Oh, wow.
Rockin' Paris,
Awesome.
baby.
Oh, that's
How
awesome.
does he get? How does he get in the?
I love it. Well, and earlier I was saying, I don't know if you
And
heard,
it's
but
so
I was,
funny because on my little
oh,
iPad, it just popped up a message from Francesca. Me too. I can't wait to see you. So there
eh,
he is. There it is. She can't wait to see you.
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope to see. Yeah, if I'm on the Art of Being Cast on Facebook. If you make it to a body class anywhere, everyone is different. They're great. So I'm excited about coming to the U.S. and then back to Europe and get your body to a 3-day body class, a body process class, an advanced body class. Definitely. Um, this is about being the change that will change the planet, yeah,
Mm,
and change your vibration. So cool, cool, cool.
awesome. How does it get any better than that?
Thank you.
Thank you so
You
much for
go. Now
joining
you know the secret, but
me.
you'll forget it.
That is very true. Until you
Yeah.
remember it again.
Exactly, until your body reminds you. And you're like, whoa, what is that? What does my body want? What is my body asking for?
I love
Body work, bars, bars. Yeah.
it. Nice. Oh, I've got to get my bars run this week, I think. It's been a couple of weeks. It's a good reminder for my body. So thank you so much again for joining me and for joining us and sharing the secret, the best kept secret. I love it.
Me
So,
too.
all right. Thanks, Cass.
Thank you so much, Jen, for putting this together and for your
Yeah.
patience with my technology. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Ciao.
Thanks so much. Bye.